I just want to say before I start the video normally, I feel that you can probably go ahead and watch the beginning of this video and around the end of it and you'll be fine. So if you don't want to watch the whole thing and you just want to watch about a 5-minute version, feel free to skip all the other stuff in between. I just left that for parts I felt were particularly hard. Hope this video helps you guys, and now the video will proceed as normal. Hey guys, Curry here with some more ARMS. I'm doing this time a shorter version of my other video that I uploaded today, which is basically the same thing on how to reach Springtron in any difficulty level, and this one's going to be on level 7, but it's a lot shorter. I don't know if it's going to be 10 or 15 minutes or what, but a little over what I expected. Anyway, I'll just go ahead and get right into this. Your inventory you want to use here, or your weapons I should say, are going to be just like what I had there. Probably going to want to use a Seiki, a Hydra, or a Biffler, and then finally a Tri-Bolt or a Tri-Blast, or any of the triple shot weapons really. Seiki could probably be exchanged with the Homie as well. Honestly, the middle option, you could use pretty much anything you want to. It doesn't really matter if it's a Biffler or a Hydra. I just used that because I figured it'd help me Ribbon Girl, and it did quite a bit, so yeah. One of the main things you're going to want to do here is every match you're going to want to have your Seikis out, and you're going to want to use these to try and beat enemies. It's pretty easy to cheese your way through like this, and you can tackle pretty much all the levels like this except for the bonus ones reliably. When you get to Ribbon Girl, that's when you should try and switch that up, but I'll explain that more when you get there. Anyway, another thing is don't be afraid to save and quit when you know you're about to lose. Just don't let your character lose. The big thing is you make sure that none of your losses are recorded, because even one loss, just in a best of 3 on Grand Prix, will still count against you and you can't reach Springtron. So yeah, make sure you're paying attention and you save and quit if you have to. Then you can resume, and it won't take much effort to do that. So yeah, basically just keep aiming for these shots. Make sure you have your guard button bound to a good button that you're comfortable with. Your rush. Another thing is, whenever you know that your opponent's throwing both their arms out or they're jumping, you want to rush at that moment. So right now I'm just trying to get some general tips. Anyway, I'll focus on giving some other advice in the next video, or not next video, but the next part of the video. Alright, so this part, I'm going to just be honest, this is a very difficult segment. Doesn't really matter entirely what arm you use. This is, if you get V-Ball, then be prepared for this. Basically, I used a tri-shot for this because the most important thing in V-Ball is just keeping the ball on your opponent's side so that it doesn't fall over and explode on you. The one thing to focus on is making sure that you just hit it any time it gets close, and you need to grab it to set it up and serve it. Also, Homie and Seiki work pretty well for this too, so you can use a triple shot or one of those. Homie and Seiki work because they home into the ball and they can get really quick hits on it, although it really all depends on the character you're fighting, so keep that in mind when you're playing. As long as you do something similar to what I'm doing, you'll probably be fine and be able to win regardless though, so recommend a triple shot. Anyway, I'll try to give out some more helpful advice in the next minigame segment. Hope this was helpful to you guys. Alright, so skill shot is fairly straightforward. Thing you should know here is you should probably use a triple shot weapon. You could use your Seiki if you want to. Homie doesn't work as well, but I would only recommend Seiki if you get a heavyweight opponent, so you can shock them and keep them shocked the entire time. Tri-Bolt, Tri-Blast are really good for this because they cover a lot of wide range, and I think they cover more than most triple shots, so they work extremely well for fighting in this one and hitting as many targets as you can. Basically, just get all the targets you can, combo them, and try to get chains off on them so that you get more points than your opponent. There's not a lot else to say. Maybe try to stun your opponent as much as you can. while we're on the topic, I guess I'll talk about b-ball as well, or basketball, I think they call it in this town. Oh yeah, it's hoops. Sorry, you got the name mixed up. But yeah, in hoops, your strategy won't be super different from what you're doing in v-ball, or maybe even this if you have a heavyweight opponent. For hoops, you want to go and you want to use Seiki, and your goal is probably going to be just to get as many shocks as you can and go for the grab and make sure that you can grab them and toss them as many times as you need to, and be very, very careful not to get hit. That's basically all I can really say for hoops, and I didn't get it in this session, so I can't really show off any footage of it. Didn't really want to go back and record level 7 footage of hoops either, so yeah. Hope that advice was helpful. Unfortunately, for the mini games, you might have to do a lot of repeats, but I hope what I said is helpful enough. I'll try to get some helpful advice here as well about Ribbon Girl. So, yeah. This fight, this is the one I had the most trouble with. I only decided to leave this in because this fighter is arguably one of the hardest to fight in the Grand Prix because of the way she jumps so much. So, the big thing I did was I used my Biffler to fight this, which it can work. It's not guaranteed to, especially on higher levels, because I think both her arms actually outweigh the Biffler and the Hydra, so it's really up to you there. It's really good because it cuts off her airtime a lot, and yeah, that's important because she jumps a lot. Seiki works pretty well as well. I had trouble with the second round, and I ended up using it ultimately. So, really, it's just whatever you feel is best. Don't feel ashamed if you have to save and quit on this part a lot. Like, this fight is genuinely pretty challenging. The only other fight I can think of that is actually all that hard would be Springman on level 7, and I didn't have to fight him since I'm playing Springman, so yeah. Anyway, I guess that's all I can really say here. Just try to focus on hitting her when she lands. Use Hydra or Biffler if you really want to. Or you can try it with the Seiki, and best of luck to you guys. I don't know what else to really say here. Hope this helps you guys out. Alright, so I'm just going to be honest, there's not a lot for me to really say here because mainly just doing this to show what happens when you encounter Springtron. So basically the idea is you've reached match number 9, you just need to win this match and the next match, and then once you get done with this, the end of rank, or not rank, but in round 9, you'll fight him. So basically you can get the idea. I did the same thing with the Seikis, guarding and whatnot, so yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and skip over to the end of round 1, not end of round 1, but end of round 2, and then show what happens when you win. Hope that's okay with you guys. Alright, so you're about to reach the end of round 2. You pretty much got your opponent beat. And if you did everything right, everything should work out fine, and you'll encounter him after you beat the match. So, yeah. Basically, The real key is to just outlast your opponent each time if you're doing it on GP7. If you're on GP4, then you shouldn't have any problems. Anything in between probably won't be much different. So, once you're done, I recommend, well, actually not really done, but if you really, really want to have your loadout perfect, go ahead and set up what you want before you reach Springtron and you're on round 2 or just on semifinals. Get your arms of choice ready for him. Probably keep the Seekies handy for your opponent. This fight is really difficult. I didn't even intend to use the tri-bolts here, but it ended up working out in my favor. So basically, there's one particular thing you need to know about Springtron, and that's that he is a very, very different thing from Springman when he shoots out his little spiral there that knocks out knocks out your arms. Like I said, it knocks your arms out. Springman only reflects your arms and just prevents them from hitting you, but you want to keep a distance when fighting this guy. Try to only shoot out your arms and you know you're safe to hit him. If you know he's about to activate that little shockwave, then try not to attack him at all. Basically, the whole fight revolves around just taking free shots when you can, trying to make sure you hit him, but be extremely cautious. Always use those rushes really carefully and rush him when his arms are out, and take all of his HP that you can to try and get that little edge over him. I messed up on the first round, so yeah, you guys get to watch me kind of screw this up, but I managed to win both the second and third rounds, so it's not too bad. Really, it's all about playing your cards right and watching what you do, so yeah. Not much else for me to say here. I'll just let you guys watch the rest of the video, and basically kind of speaks for itself what you gotta do. Just pay attention, try to be careful, and hit him as much as possible, and don't get hit as often as you can. So that's all I have to say for this one, I think. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope this tutorial was helpful. Anyway, see you guys in the next video. Bye.